speaker is the wonderful Luanne. She helps women around the globe to get their lives and businesses on purpose through embodying pleasure, power, and prosperity. She's successfully grown and sold family businesses, and she wants to totally immerse herself in a transformational business which was rewarding and exciting. Over the last few years, she's ignited a global goddess movement that has freed the lives of thousands of women from the shackles of the illusion to pursue their utmost desires and dreams. She's transformed in front of her own eyes from a shy, disempowered wallflower who's watched other people's success and happiness from afar to a feminine, juicy leader who inspires even other paradigm shifters side by side. That's amazing, Luanne.
It is. Wow.
And you think, absolutely. Luanne is going to talk to us today about how you can find money in your hands. Over to you, Luanne. Thank you.
So are you okay if I just share this presentation?
Yeah, go.
Great, cool. Okay, and you're more than welcome to come on and ask questions during it, Rachel, so it's totally cool. So let me start, and gosh, I hope my internet's good today. So just let me know when you've got it. We're good to go? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So slideshow, a little bit different than what everybody else has been on, but however. So I'm so excited here. Today I'm going to, it's actually interesting because I'm a little bit different to everybody else that's been on, but yes, I'm still a marketer. So I still run a business, and I'm loving everybody's tips here, really fascinating. But today I'm going to talk about the money that is in actual your hands. So let's start with that. And the purpose of this presentation, I've got to keep an eye on the time too, is to get you aligned with your money map in your hands. I'll talk about what that means. And it also, well, the things that show up in your hands, they also help you work through the blocks that you have, maybe that you have in your business, and that they can show up, put you on your path to your purpose. And I'm thinking, a lot of people here, they're on their purpose already, or some may be wanting some clarity around that. And that's really what I help with. And when you get this, when you have a hand analysis with me, and we talk about the money in your hands and how to put that into your marketing, it means that you can be completely aligned with your purpose. Many of us want to start movements. I've started movements, and when you use this information, you can start your movement with your business. It also helps you attract the clients and stops that struggle. So I've been in business for quite a few years now, done lots of different things, but this is where I want to, show up in the world as authentically myself here. I always say the disclaimer, this will take work. We're entrepreneurs, right? Marketing, I'm just listening to everybody before, and we have to do the things that are uncomfortable, to really put our message out there, to sell ourselves and to share our services with others. And it can be easy. We just kind of make it hard sometimes. So I started out doing goddess gatherings, just on the left here, in a little shed in the goddess shed, moved up to events. So I've used events as one of my marketing methods, and all that information showed up in my hands, actually. So the money map in your hands, this is what I'm going to share with you today. A direct way to your unique money map is through your life purpose. And through your life purpose, I use a modality called scientific hand analysis. And it's the science about it is because hand analysis is an ancient form of palmistry with the latest scientific discoveries. So the founder of this work, he did hundreds of thousands of hands, and he started noticing things, right? So it's non-predictive. It's better to say what it's not. I'm not going to tell you how long you're going to live for, how many children. It's got nothing to do with that. I use it in a business sense, actually. So it's really helpful for my clients. And your fingerprints are the key to the purpose. So your fingerprints, you might be looking at your hands now, they are formed 16 weeks in utero, and they never ever change. Unlike lines in your hands, they can change. So they are more of an indicator of your neural pathways, the way you think. If you think a certain way, you'll make a different line. So it's more about personality. And there's different kinds of formats where you can find your purpose, but this is just a simple way. And I love the science about it because it's non-predictive, right? So no two fingerprints are the same. And there's only 4 different types. It's that easy. Anybody can learn this system, which I really love. And even identical twins don't have the same fingerprints. Now, how can they? Because we've all come through for a purpose that is unique to us. So I'm going to get to the juice in a moment. I just have to give you a little bit of this background first. So it reveals your life purpose blueprint. While you're on the planet, how can you go about being and experiencing your authentic self? In other words, living your life purpose. And in this life purpose blueprint is your money map. Right? So obviously we want to be on purpose, and why shouldn't we be rewarded for that? So here we go. There's 4 possible places that your money map resides in your hands. Okay, and just for this example, think of one. So you've just come to me and I'm going to do this reading for you or analyze your hands, and there's 4 places that I'm going to talk about. So this is kind of one person. So when you identify them, then you can go about implementing them in your marketing plan, how you're going to put your service out into the world, how you show up, essentially. Oh, that's going a bit funny. So the first one is your life school, which is your foundation. So I identify your life school. So there's 4 different schools: love, service, wisdom, and peace. And we could have the same, like Rachel, we may have a similar purpose, which I think we do. We've got an entrepreneur, we've got groups and that kind of thing, but we may be in a different school. So you might be in the school of love, I'll be in the school of service. So that just actually gives, it's more like our flavour. We will share our work in a slightly different way, but we're still out there, building groups, doing events and helping others. So that's just the 4 schools. So I'm just going to give one school an example, and it is the school of service. And you may resonate with this or not, but the school of service, looking at your fingerprints, excuse me, they are there. You are here to serve through communication. So it would be speaking. You're here to teach, to learn and spew. So school of service people, they love learning lots of things. They're an idea person, and they're here to expand global consciousness, like change ideas. So you're bringing all this information in, and then whatever your topic is, whatever that, is the love that you like. So, and you're here to serve others. So major words for service: you serve through communication, you learn it and you spew it, you're pleasing the divine, but there is a student path, and this is where the money is not. So the money is where it's kind of like today, you're having this amazing, webinar here, and you're teaching and you're learning and you're spewing and all that kind of thing. You're getting other people to do the same. So this is your school, and this is where the money isn't. If you're in servitude, if you're over servicing, it can feel like resentment. You're doing too much, right? Over giving. So you need to look out for that. So the money path is where you communicate your wisdom, and you get paid to give advice. So it could be counselling, sharing information, teaching, and you're teaching others to become self-sufficient, kind of like a mentor. And it's very important, if you're in the school of service, to share a portion of what you learn. And it's kind of like that flow comes. So the important part of this money map is to be of selfless service, but also be selfish first. So again, that old analogy, it's right, come from a full cup. It's really important to say no to boundaries, and this can be for clients that get a bit asking for too much, and you're giving too much, and then you go into resentment. And you must be connected to your divine purpose and have a daily practice, so like a spiritual practice, and that could just be going for a 5-minute walk somewhere. So you just connect in meditation. So I hope this is making sense so far. Do give me the thumbs up. Oh, yeah, I'm talking fast because I want to get this all to you, spewing. See, I am school of service actually. A second part in your hands, and we're still talking about fingerprints here, is your life lesson. And your life lesson is your greatest learning potential. And I mean, there's 10 fingers, there's 10 possible life lessons according to your fingerprints, and depending on which one it is. But your life lesson is the blind spot. It's the thing that, it's kind of like our shadow. And when you identify this, what you're really to do with it is to flip it around. It's kind of like what you're here to learn is what you're here to teach, right? So, and I'll give you an example of that. One of the life lessons is called Out of Sync with the Family. And what this looks like is you feel different. You feel like you're the black sheep. You're not willing to join a group, and we talked about Facebook groups before, but you don't feel connected to certain groups, and you kind of stay the lone wolf because it's just a hassle to be part of a group, or you feel isolated, or your family can, take over your life. That's the life lesson part of it. So the money side of that is to flip it, right? So what you do is to stop preaching to your family of origin. They are not your audience. You need to find your tribe, and better still, create your own tribe, right? Create your own tribe and lead from there. You're here to enjoy teamwork, and that teamwork comes before your personal gain. So it's all about the goal of the tribe, and the whole success of the tribe feels like your success. So possible money occupations for this life lesson, and it's actually the format of this is secondary as long as you feel fulfilled in the work. And so you could be a coach for a team, a sports team, because there's cooperation needed. You can be a community spokesperson. You can join or start one, or a leader of a charity, right? Have a common cause that everyone rallies around, and that would be flipping that life lesson around. So the third possible part of your money map is your life purpose, right? Still talking about your fingerprints. Again, they never ever change. They're always in your life, and they will show up. So your life purpose, again, there's 10 possible life purposes. Some people have it on 3 or 4, and that's what we identify. You could be the captain, or you could be an author, speaker, somebody in the spotlight. You could be the business mentor. It all shows up in your fingerprints. So I'm taking, for instance, the master of power, or the leader, right? So this is the powerful leader. This is one of the purposes here. I'm going like this because it's actually this finger here. We're like that. So to be in purpose, on purpose, and with this actual finger is to always maintain a leadership role. So it's to be the leader, hold the vision, and to delegate, right? So when I do some read hands for some clients, and they've got this, but then they're not in a leadership role, we really delve deep into why they're like that, right? It's owning power. It's actually stepping up, or they are in their business, but they're doing everything themselves, right? You just need to get a virtual assistant or get an assistant, right? Start delegating so you can lead the business through. So what it looks like, the master of power, is the leader, a man or woman of influence, and you manage your realm. So you're the visionary, right? You're expanding your business. And of course, when we're starting out in business, we need this vision for ourselves, right? And then you can put in all the different marketing strategies there. You're confident, you're self-respecting, and ambitious. So it's owning that you are ambitious, and to own your royalty. It's kind of like the god of the gods, right? You are royalty when, especially I find this with women, they will shrink or not own their power, or it looks too masculine. We need to stop that and actually just step into that. So the money path is to be in a position of power, right? You sit on the throne on Mount Olympus, because we call this a Jupiter finger. They're all named after Greek gods. And own your royalty. You inhabit your own authority, and you're influential. You use your influence in a good way, right? Not in a manipulative way. And Jupiter's, well, I call it Jupiter's leaders, you create alliances to consolidate your position. This is kind of like you, Rachel. Like, you've built these alliances with all of us, so we come on. You're a leader. You've brought other leaders in, and I love that. So this is definitely on the money path there. So possible occupations: CEO. You must be a CEO. You must be the leader of something, right? Or you can be behind the scenes, but it won't be for too long. You'll be the apprentice, and then it's like, right, I need to be the entrepreneur of my own business. You can be self-employed, coach of AFL, rugby teams, politics, influential, TV personality, but a high achiever, and be okay with that. So the fourth and final that shows up in your hands are things called gift markings. Now, not everybody has them because these can come and go. They're different lines, and but if you have one, it's a pretty big deal. Okay, so you've already got 3 paths to the money. This is the 4th one, and there's different kinds. There's about 18 different gift markings. I'm just showing you. This is what I do when I see your hands. We get them printed. But there's a gift marking called Lines of Genius, and they are over here on this little pinky. You'll see 3 vertical lines. So have a look if you have them on your own fingers. This relates to you. So Lines of Genius. When you have these, it means that you are here with a message to the masses, right? You're an author, a speaker, and you're a decoder. So what you do with this gift is you take big concepts like business, like marketing, and you bring them down into easy to understand language for people to learn, right? So that's the gift. That's where the money is in showing up. And it is a public requirement, gift markings, and what that means is it's not just to be for you, right? It's to help others. It's to be shown up in the world and do webinars, do videos, anything like that, like write books, get your message out there. So the money path is to stop procrastinating about it and finish writing the book, just to do it, because if you're on the student path, perfection will keep you back, right? Perfection, we have all that, when we procrastinate, it's not good enough, all those kind of blocks, but just do it. And most people, excellent is good enough, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, but excellent is fine, or good is good enough. So possible money occupations for this is where the money is speaking to the masses, right? Finding your, where your tribe is and speak to them. You could write the book that helps others understand, and it's quite how to. It's like step by step with this gift marking. You know, it's like step 1, do this, and be the alchemist with your message, and you can be a singer. So I call alchemy, it's alchemy because when you're transforming somebody, you're actually helping transform somebody else when they get this knowledge from you. So if we bring it all together, I know I'm speaking a million miles an hour here, but bringing it all together, the 4 things, right? So you have your life school. So you're here to learn and spew service. You're finding your tribe, which is a life lesson. You're the influential leader. And with the gift marking, you're an author or a speaker with a message to the masses, right? Sharing your wisdom in an easy to understand way. So really you're here to serve your community by being influential, being the writer, changing consciousness with your message. And some examples I've put, Oprah, Michelle, I didn't spell that right, Michelle Obama, Wayne Dyer, Carolyn Mace. But you could think of anybody, and it could be yourself if you're watching this. You may not have all of these together, but if they're in your hands, when you get, when you have a reading done, it's like, oh, okay, I can forget all the other stuff and concentrate on, where it is, where it shows up in your hands here. Well, I think that's it. That is it. Did I do that in time? I did. So I'm going to stop that share.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I hope that made sense, because I know I was going very fast, but yeah, and there was really only one example of each of the different, schools, and because we're all unique, it's really helpful to know what that is for you. Yeah.
Awesome. And all those things that you spoke about all show up in our fingerprints.
Yes. Yep, they sure do. Yeah. And it just depends. Not everybody will have the leader. They might have the business, the business person, right? Mm-hmm. So, or they may be the innovator. So it just depends. It just depends on, actually what your soul's come into to experience.
So once we get this information out of our handprints, how can we apply this to our business? Like you spoke about a few things in there.
Yeah, for sure. So how I applied it to my business. So I had a business with my ex-husband, and I was behind the scenes doing systems, all that, pretty much, and doing all the bookkeeping, all that. So I have a gift marking in my hand that actually says, I can do that. I'm good at it, right? So I'm good at planning things and systems. So that's how I applied that. But my true purpose is actually being out in front of people and speaking and sharing and teaching, but I wasn't doing any of that back then.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of you come to a point where that was all good, but it's like, no, I really know I'm here for something different. I'm really here to, and that's when people come to me for clarity around that. And really, essentially, they know. I kind of knew it, but it gave me permission to, oh, okay, I can stop being the bookkeeper and I can get onto my purpose of helping women and, you know, doing groups and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone has any questions for Luanne, please post it in the chat box as well. Luanne, I'm just wondering, we spoke earlier about, you know, you being your biggest enemy as far as progressing forward. If someone has, you know, this done for them and then they go, and you're saying you need to get out there, be a speaker, be an author, blah, 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 and they're going, I can't do that, there is no way, I don't like that. What happens when there's that disconnect between what their hands are saying and what their mindset is?
Oh, totally. And it's kind of like the thing that will show up, that will bring us back to, is our life lesson, right? So you do have to do the work, right? You do have to. So this is gonna. It's actually, and when I actually first studied this, I went to the States and studied it and brought it back here to Australia. I thought everybody wants to know their life purpose, everybody, and it was like, no, not everybody wanted to know, because if you know, you can never unknow. So you have to, it's kind of like pulling the veil away. So for me, the question, one of my life lessons is powerlessness. Would you believe it? Right? So I was shrinking. I wasn't stepping into, so I had to go and join groups. I had to learn about public speaking. I wasn't just a born speaker. So, but speaking is part of my purpose. And so, yeah, you start to put a kind of like a roadmap there that, you know, okay, if I need to be a good speaker, I need to go and train for it. And all those blocks and that powerlessness thing of shrinking, it's like, wow. So it's funny how I flipped it around to help women to be more powerful, because I know how it feels to be powerless. So that's kind of, I hope that answers the question. Did it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And I think that I caught up with my best friend yesterday for a coffee, and I sat down and I'd sort of been thinking about stuff as I was going there, not like just generally. And she sat down and I went, some people are on this earth and they never think about what their purpose is. Yeah. You know, they just get up in the morning, they go about their day, they do their work, they go home, they go to bed. Yeah, and it's like they never question, is this what I'm set here to be and do? And those people really frustrate me. And she's like, but why? She said, those people are here for their own reason. If we don't have those technician people, just, you know, the little worker ants going off and doing their thing, we can't do the things that we do. She said, if we didn't have someone making us a coffee in the coffee shop at 9 o'clock in the morning when everyone else is at work, we couldn't come and have a coffee. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, so it's that, and I think you just touched on there before, that not about purpose and how not everybody wants to know their purpose.
No. And I think and the thing is, your life purpose is not your business.
No.
Right? It's not it's only an expression of your business. So, and that's, you know, I know other hand analysts who, you know, they focus on other areas, but I've chosen to go, wow, it's here. Let's have fun with it, because business is supposed to be fun. And when you're on purpose, it is. So when I do business coaching for my clients, I won't coach them without knowing they're doing their hands, right? Because I know when the blocks come up, oh, it's your life lesson, right? You're feeling unseen, or, you know, you're feeling guilt about something. And we do methods to get them through that. It's like, yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's always and I'm always wanting to learn about myself, but you can do too much learning sometimes, right? You know, there's all these things. It's like, okay, you need to stop that. Let's just get on with our business. And, you know, so that's
part of procrastination for some people. I can't do that until I've learned how to do that. So I'm just going to go off and do that course. So, yeah.
And sometimes, like, some people have used, you know, I give them this whole big statement, their extended life purpose statement, with everything in their hands, and they've used it as their marketing message. Right? It's kind of like, wow, because it shows everything that they're here to do. Right. So one of a guy, just before I know we've got to go, but he's actually runs a very, very big charity. That's a world-known charity. I'm not going to say which one, but I said, I want to have a look at your hands. And he had this gift marking, and it was all about empathy and holding space for people. And like, he makes millions at this charity for the charity, and he's over in New York. And I went, and he's school of service, right? So he's here to serve and change public consciousness around this. And I went, you are in the right purpose. And he goes, yeah, I know. It's like, he has this deep empathy to hold that too, even though it can be quite stressful, right? So yeah,
absolutely. Well, I love what you're doing. I know you're offering everybody a free money map print of their hands. There's a link that will come out to everyone in the email after this, and I think it's fabulous. I truly believe that everyone has a purpose, and that we should all be on a journey to find that, and we need help in doing that. So whether it's getting your hands read, or I've used astrologers in the past, or tarot, there's all these woo-woo things, my astrologist calls it woo-woo, out there that can really help us all these things out there that can really help us to fine-tune what our purpose is, and to keep our business on path, so that we are motivated to continue going. So thank you, Luanne, for joining us.
Thank you so
really
much.
Amazing. That was fabulous. And do go and get your free map done with Luanne. Yeah.
Thank you.